there, stamping friends. It's Jackie Bolhuis from Klompen Stampers. Today, I'm going to make a card and share 4 others with you, so we'll have 5 altogether using the hot dog stamp set. Oh my goodness, this stamp set is so cute and so fun. Whether you're a Dachshund dog lover or a dog lover or not, you are going to love the stamp set. You can't help but smile when you make these cards, and just imagine what it's like if you're the recipient that gets one of these cards. Now, my heart is a little partial to Dachshunds. If you followed me for a long time, especially on my Facebook page, I have a grand dog. Her name is Weenie, and I've posted pictures about her in the past. And so when I saw this set, it just screams Weenie. So I've been having so much fun making cards with this to send to my kiddos, my adult kids. So without further ado, well, wait 1 second. I always like to remind you that over on my website, I will have a corresponding blog post. It'll have pictures of the cards that I'm sharing with you today, as well as a downloadable project sheet. Now, that project sheet will give you all the dimensions, all the cutting for all the cards I have for you today, all 5 of them, as well as the list of supplies for everything I use. So if you download that, you'll have the cutting directions, the supplies. You can always watch this video and you'll see how I put the cards together. I just want to get to stamping because I love these little guys. So hang on 1 second. We'll start by taking just a closer look at the stamp set. You'll see there's the 3 different dogs, and I suppose they could just be dogs in general. To me, they scream Dachshunds. And it's really fun. You can color them however you want, but I'm kind of coloring mine like sage. So, but we're going to use blends. I'm going to give you some tips for coloring with the Stampin Blends. And the main purpose really is for me to show you how to put all these parts and pieces together. Now, they are clear photopolymer, so it makes it real easy to put the hat and the little bows and all different things on them. So we're going to make a card stamping all 3 of these dogs with some of their accessories. So we're going to start out with just a piece of basic white. I don't even remember how big this is. I think it's 4 1/4. 4 1/4 by 2 3/4 maybe. Now again, remember, I'll have the exact measurements over in that blog post, and the link to that post is going to be right down there in the video description. It'll take you right over there and you'll get all these dimensions, supplies, colors, and all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and we're going to stamp 2 different dogs on the front here. So let's start with this one, and we're going to go over towards the left, and we'll stamp the dog body. Now, I have so many pieces here, I got to think as I get the right ones. Now, next, if you've seen pictures of Weenie, you know she likes her clothes. So we need to have a little jacket on. And what cute little Doxy isn't all about some earmuffs? So we'll put some earmuffs on her. We'll just call this dog Sage. And then Sage is always happy and wagging her tail. So we've got the little waggle marks there. And then we need just a little collar or bow, whatever you want to call that, on there. So I think Sage is complete. And then we're going to put 2 dogs on this one. Now, I actually not only have a Dachshund grand dog, but I have Lucas, who is a chiweenie, I guess they say it, which would be Dachshund and Chihuahua. But he looks very much like a Dachshund. So we thought, we'll just make this one Lucas, and he gets a little hat on him as well. So there is his hat, and we'll put a bow around his neck. You know, I think this bow really should have gone on Sage, but I wanted Sage over here. So they're good. However you color them, boy dog, girl dog, it doesn't matter, does it? And then let's go ahead and we're going to use all words from inside the stamp set. I love you. That's the long and short of it. And then there's a heart, and you just have to put this red heart. Now, when we're done with this card, I have 4 other ones where I've kind of mixed and matched all the different greetings and dogs. So we'll show you those when we're done. Now, as long as we're stamping for our card, we also want an inside piece. So let's go ahead and stamp that. Then we can get the black and all of these stamps out of the way. And then I will share some coloring tips. So inside, we're going to let it run off the side as well. We want to make sure we have some room here for writing a little message. And then on the outside, since we have I love you, on the inside, let's go ahead and put I miss you, like so. Okay, I think we have all the stamping done. So let's go ahead, move these ink pads. And like I said, I am going to color, let's color on this one, with Stampin Blends. Now with the blends, you always get them in a 2-pack, a light and a dark. You know, there's really no right or wrong way to do this. I think with blends, you have to kind of practice and figure out what works best for you. For me, it's always starting with the light. So we're going to color Sage's little coat here. And I like to take the light and color in my whole image. I tend to turn it as I go so that I can always see that black line because we don't want to go out of that. And I like, especially in smaller areas, I like to use that bullet tip instead of the brush tip. Again, personal preference. And then I always come back with the dark. And I tend to go on the left side, kind of the top, around the bottom a little bit. And then we're going to come back with this light and we're going to go right over that. Now notice how I'm kind of doing a circular motion. To me, that kind of helps blend these colors. The nice thing about blends is you can keep layering and layering on that color. So if you want, a little bit darker out here, we can even add some more of the light to get it darker, or we could even come back with this dark and put a little more dark in there, come back with the light. It's not like regular markers or watercolor that it tears up the paper. When you're using the basic white, you can just color it over and over and over, and the paper's awesome. So let's go ahead and give Sage her little pink earmuffs. Sage is kind of a princess, so she is all about the pink. Again, we'll put a little of that dark over on the left just to get a little bit of dimension in there. And then let's see, you know what? I think for the top, we need some gray. Let me grab the gray. I thought I had all my Stampin' Blends out that I wanted. We're just going to put some, what do I grab here? Smoky slate, I think. Nope, yeah, light smoky slate for on our, the rest of our earmuffs. Now with blends, always make sure you snap those tops back on when you're done using them. You don't want to let them dry out. And so we're going to set those colors aside. Now I want to show you how to color the dog. I found that the cinnamon cider works perfectly to match Sage's color anyways. The fun thing is you could color this a tricolor or more of a brown or spotted, whatever you want. There's no right or wrong way. And again, I'm starting with that light. And we're filling it all in. Like so. Now, I always like to do one section at a time. I think your colors blend better. So after I've done this section, we'll come in and hopefully I'm not blocking your view here. And we'll put some dark kind of around that left there, a little bit around the bottom. And then come back with our light and we'll blend through that and kind of go over everything. So there's that. And then we'll kind of, let's do underneath. We don't have a lot of belly showing there, do we? You know what? We could do this whole part at once, I think. So we're going to color in the body. And I'll just finish coloring this one on video to kind of give you more of an idea or a little bit more watching me color. And then I'll go ahead and speed up the video while I color the whole card so you don't have to watch me do all of it. This one will kind of get some dark down around that ear. And I think belly needs a little bit more. And, like I said, there's no right or wrong. Just color away. When I first, and wait till you see all of them that I have to share with you after this one. I've got 4 other cards. And I just stamped them all. And then I sat and I colored. And I had so much fun coloring them. These blends color so nice. I never was one to color a lot. I didn't really enjoy coloring until I met the Stampin' Blends alcohol markers. And I really, really like coloring with them because you get great results, nice and easy. Let's see, we got to kind of go around our little earmuff there. So let's finish up with the light color here. And we'll get a little dark under the chin and up over the head a little bit. And come back. So we are almost done with our little girl dog. And then we need to color Lucas, but like I said, I'll speed up the video on that one. And then we've got her little bow there. I think we better, let's keep her all about the pink, because if you know Sage, that would be what she would want. Actually, it's all about what Jamie would want, would probably be more accurate. There we go. There is our adorable little Sage dog. Now on our Lucas, we're going to call him, I'm going to color him the same way. We're going to use Bermuda Bay though for his little hat here, because we're making him our boy dog. And sometimes if it's a real small area like that hat, and then also with these bows, I'm just using one color. This is the light, because there's not much space to bring in the dark and so forth. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and speed up this video, and I'll be right back when I have our dogs all colored. There we go. We are all colored. So we're going to put this one together, and then I'll share with you the other ones. Now our heart, we stamped that in the Poppy Parade. So we're going to layer both of these pieces on a piece of Poppy Parade, and then we're going to put them onto note cards. I just love the size of note cards, so I use them a lot. Plus they come in that package of 20 with note cards and envelopes. Now you notice alcohol markers are Stampin Blends. They do bleed through. So typically on the inside, I would have, thought to just stamp this guy on the inside. But when I colored him, if I was stamping on this note card and I colored here, it would have bled through on the back, and I didn't like that. So that's why we're layering on the inside. But I figure this card doesn't have, it's just layered cardstock. I'm actually not using any dimensionals. So we're just making the inside just as dang cute as the outside. So let's put this one on the outside, and then we can grab the other ones. There we go. Just like, oops, slid on me a little bit there. There we go. There is our adorable little hot dog card. Now let's look at the other ones I made. I tried to just use all the different greetings and different combinations. They're all made using the exact same measurements. I had the inside and the outside. Oh, you know what we didn't do on this one? Let's come back. I did want to put a little bit of ground. So I have the light crumb cake. And this one, I did use the brush end, and I just real lightly kind of put little dabs of it, just little lines down around their feet. We'll go in here too. I think it just kind of adds a little bit of dimension. Okay, so now let's come back to this one. Same thing, we have I love you on the front, and there's the inside with a couple little bones. And then we have a birthday one. And again, I miss you. So I just kind of mixed and matched all the different dogs with the different accessories. Here we use cinnamon cider. So I just used a few different colors of that cardstock. So there's our birthday card. And then get well soon. Poor little doggy's got a cone. This is the only one where I actually cut out a piece and popped it up with dimensionals, because there really wasn't a good way to stamp that over our dog. And then on the inside, how are you? So there you go. We have 5 adorable cards with our hot dog stamp set. If you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me and ask me. I hope you enjoyed these projects today. I hope they put a smile on your face, because they put a smile on mine. And I just call them my Sage Weenie cards. And I hope to share more stamping with you again real soon. Remember, the link is down in the description to take you to the blog post, and I'll have the measurements and a list of all the supplies and the colors and everything I use. And while you're over there, if you would like to place a Stampin' Up! Order, you can do that. Or if you'd like to request a catalog, just click on catalogs. So until I stamp with you again, have a stamp happy day.